Follow us or else.
MJ Monday again.
MJ Monday.
George, Greg,
Yep.
Don in the building.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Jordan 2s.
Suck.
Like we said, yo, we got started. Like we said, we're going to do this every single Monday, probably up to 14 weeks, up to Jordan 14. So obviously this week is Jordan 2. Last week we did the Jordan 1. So Jordan 2 originally dropped in, what, 86?
I think it was later than that. Wasn't it 87?
I think it was like the 86, 87 basketball
87,
season.
Yeah.
It was the second Jordan, but it was over the $100 mark.
Mm-hmm.
The first Jordan was $65, which I didn't even know.
Made in Italy, that's why.
Yep, which
That
is the reason
Italian
why.
leather.
Had that Italian leather and that what was that, like reptile print?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Why did they do the Italian thing? Like, I don't know what made the decision for that.
If I read correctly, I think it was something to do because, he was into the whole like Ferraris and the Italian things like that. They want to make it more of a premium type of shoe.
Okay.
It was obviously because Kobe was born there. Duh.
Oh my God. All right.
All right.
And that's the sneak diss.
That's it. Yeah.
No, but I think that was just that. Like, he was like that premium lifestyle. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was into his Ferraris and all of that, even at that early stage. So I think it has something to do with that. They were trying to up the premium game.
Would you guys argue that the Jordan 2 might be the least favorite Jordan to majority sneakerheads?
I'm about to make Don upset right now.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I probably would have to say that. I mean, you don't really hear. I mean, with the exception of the Eminem 2s.
Oh, those are awful.
They're terrible. But, with the exception of those and, like, the Don C joints, no one really cares or talks about 2s.
3 worst Jordans, 1 through 14. 2s, 8s, 9s.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 5s. I was really going to walk out.
Nah.
No, fives are
You
iconic.
love 8s.
I like
5s
8s.
are too great.
9s are not the worst, but that's...
9s?
We'll wait till we
Those are the top 3 worst.
But we can
In
decide.
order, though.
Absolutely. 15s are worse than...
I said 1 through 14.
Oh, I apologize. You're right. You're right.
Those are the 3 worst by far.
Yeah, those. I think
And 13
the
is
Jordan
next.
2, I think the Jordan 2 might be the most disrespected by Jordan. Like, they've never, until recently with Don C, which we'll get to, they've never done anything to try to make the Jordan 2 appealing to a customer clientele.
Probably because they suck.
No, they don't suck.
Well, they did
don't suck.
They did try a little bit when they came out with that candy pack a few years ago. They tried
attempted, but those were awful.
No, it was but here's the thing.
They look like Rastafari.
Probably because Jordan 2 sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were like Rastafari to me.
They
I
were
didn't
pretty
care
bad.
for them.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to rock no high yellow.
I
Jordan
mean,
2.
what was crazy was like Jordan during that period, they didn't even have a black pair. They were all white. Like everyone that Jordan played in that year was white.
Fact.
They didn't come up with a black pair until like it was retroed in like
That was 01, I think.
'01,
Yeah.
somewhere between there. So I always thought that was kind of crazy, especially considering that the ones were like such a big ordeal being banned, and then they literally stuck to a white shoe with the 2s. And as expensive as they were, I'm like, man, I thought they would have had a black colorway. They did the Chicago High, Chicago Low, then like that white and red high,
white, red,
low,
and gray
or something like that.
Yeah.
Gosh, but what's funny is that some of the most expensive sneakers are Jordan 2s. A DB2 right now goes for a lot of money. And it's crazy that a DB2 is even out there. Like the Doran Becker pack, I thought, was the first DB Jordan?
It was, yeah.
And then 2 was 2 because they got out of order. Like,
Yeah.
they jumped to 8 and the 9. And,
Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing.
And that one, I don't care for it. I kind of think like, but that one's like designed by a kid, so it's kind of like whatever. And then
Still garbage.
and then like the Ben 2. Ben 2 could probably arguably be the first entire monochrome shoe. It was all brown,
Yeah.
but it was brown from top to bottom, and obviously Ben's nothing but luxurious materials.
And probably that one has the best leather out of all of the Ben series. It's the wackest one, but as far as the leather quality,
I wonder.
top notch.
I wonder why they went with the all brown on the bin too. It was like they sabotaged it because nobody. I mean, if you have all the other bins, you're gonna want a bin too, just to have the collection.
They still hit though.
They do. They still go
hit.
for a lot.
So
And-
that's the funny thing is, so it goes back to the question. You say like no one cares about the Jordan 2. However, some of the most expensive shoes out there could possibly be Jordan 2s.
And with the resurgence of the two from Don C,
Yeah, exactly.
In this aspect of it, I respect Don C for choosing a Jordan 2 because he could have easily got a 1. Actually, he already did a 1.
I would imagine
He
they
already did a
probably
one.
said, "Here, take this shit."
No, he said he picked it. He picked it. He said that he picked it.
I don't believe that.
And that he wanted to put luxury material because he said the originally being luxurious, considered luxury back then, is the reason why he was so into
I mean, it's a good story, but I don't believe
And
it.
then think about it too. The base, it's the biggest base out of the Jordans 1 through 14. So you
It
can do
is.
all kind of stuff on that joint.
Well, I
because-
mean, it's not like he went all that far out when he made 2 monochrome colors.
Yes, but the
true, man, but I
materials on it.
No, yeah, that's fine. But
Flawless.
I'm sure he would have done that on any shoe, though.
And those, I mean, if I could afford them, I would. I mean, we could all afford them.
I mean-
we ain't buying them. All right.
I know I'm not. buying
Well,
them.
I mean,
they're not
I
even on
own
my
them,
list.
Yeah, and they're what?
They're not on my list.
They didn't even make your list.
I don't like Don C. I personally think they're.
What?
You heard what I said.
What could you possibly have on a 2 list that doesn't include both Don C's?
You'll see.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear that.
I'm
See, I always gave Don C a hard time because I always felt like I don't want to say he's like a fake designer, but like when you take like hoop shorts, it's like taking Nick shorts and then put Don C. Like it's kind of like you really didn't do much. Nick shorts, team shorts are iconic. You put your name across it. You really didn't design anything.
Yeah.
Okay. But with the Jordans, I feel like he did a good job. Even those ones, which we forgot to discuss last week.
Ones were dope.
Those ones that Don C had, they were black and they were white ones too, right?
Yeah.
Off the hook.
Yeah, both of them were
I
fire.
wish they didn't have the straps, but them joints were fire.
Both were dope.
All right. But yeah, Jordan 2s, I just feel like they're some of the most expensive, but they're still not the most sought after Jordans out there. Not at all. I mean, even when they re-released, I grabbed the low 2s. I grabbed them for like 67 off eBay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to pay full price. But I'll admit, growing up, low 2s, I loved them.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah,
I
man.
had 2 pairs stolen from me out of my own house. So I loved them, you know. So I don't
You know
know.
what's funny though? I actually do see. It's funny. I see. Being at the shop, I do see people actually wearing them and buying them. A lot of
Really?
times, right now, the current ones people are buying are those white and infrared 2s that dropped a couple years ago, and
White and infrared.
it's
Probably
like
suck.
they're like white, black, gray, infrared.
Got cement on them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yo, kids love those.
And see, I feel that they're being continue to be still disrespected because when they brought them back out,
Yeah.
all the colorways were awful.
That colorway's whack, but people like it. That one and that
that purple one.
not that one so as much, but the white and red 2s, the OG that came
Oh,
out in
yeah,
like
yeah,
2014. People actually like them, man.
See-
we sell them a lot. If they come in brand new, they're gone within a week.
How much
So
they going for there?
anywhere
not high?
from 2 to
Retail?
250.
Oh,
No,
that
no,
high?
fam. The
Oh.
the white and red ones,
Oh, I didn't know
we can
that.
get away with like 225, 250.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, even like the Eminem 2s. I mean, God, what do those go for? They're ridiculous.
Couple racks, but I mean that's Eminem. That's why. But
Right, and they're not good-looking shoes. I think that was on
no,
one of
they're
our
whack.
awful Jordan list or most overrated or something like that.
those are terrible.
Majority of the Eminem Jordans I don't care for except the blue ones. I mean, obviously the blue ones are the
I
best.
actually agree on that.
So not to say that it was a struggle, but we do have a top 5 Jordan 2.
It was easy for me because they all suck. So I mean,
Thank you, George. All right, we appreciate your input.
In case you guys didn't know, George thinks 2 suck.
Jordan 2s don't suck.
they suck.
No, they don't.
Michael Jordan doesn't even like them.
Yeah, okay. Michael Jordan averaged like 40 points a game that year wearing those. Facts.
When was the last time you saw him wear 2?
When have I seen Jordan wear anything that looks fine? It don't matter what he's wearing. I don't care if he's wearing a 1 through anything. They look awful on him. He don't even need to wear Jordans.
No, that's not the point I'm making. He doesn't care about 2s, or he'd wear 2s.
I seen him wear Don C's. Actually, I never have, but
I was wrong with that. I was about to like Google image now.
in my mind, I'm like, has Jordan wore Don C? So top 5. Who wants to go first? Actually, George, just get yours out of the way.
Factual
All right. What's your
evidence.
number 5? All right.
Number 5, Chicago's the first one that ever came out. Number 4, Jim Red Low.
You actually like that? I didn't think you cared for that one. Well, it's.
I mean, what else was I gonna put in there?
What else?
Pause. Number 3, I'm sure you'll be upset about this because you'll say it doesn't exist. It's a gray or it's a unicorn, whatever. History of Flights.
What is that?
I forgot about those.
Which one is
What
those?
do you mean? What are those?
History of Flights.
What are those? It's the History of Flight pack. I don't know what number they went through, but they obviously went through 14.
What color was
It's
it?
that-
They have the red outsole. They're all white and black laces.
Black laces,
The
yeah.
majority of them do.
I don't know which one that is. I'm about to look it up.
I don't think they ever released
No,
per
it
se.
was.
It was
they
a
made them
special
for a
thing.
store.
Oh, so you're talking about that
Chicago store.
they did every
Yeah,
Jordan.
1 through 14
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever, yeah.
Uh-huh, I guess so. I mean,
History of Flights.
I probably would have put that on my list if I thought about it. You must got the Georgetown twos on there as well, and whatever else that only came out
No, absolutely
as
not.
displays.
Just Don Beaches, number 2. And number 1, Just Don Royal Blue.
I mean, this is almost, I'm going to say it's identical to mine. Number 5, top 5 Jordan 2s on MJ Monday. Number 5, Chicago High, the original. Is that one Chicago or the white and red is Chicago?
No, I think the
The
first
original,
one, Chicago.
okay, Chicago High.
Mm-hmm.
Number
What do you-
4,
wait, yeah, it's white and red. It's white, red, and black.
White,
yeah,
red,
but there was a white, red, and white,
White and gray.
red, and gray.
yeah.
That's like
Oh,
I
no.
was asking about that one. Number 4, the Columbia Lows. Love those. It's one of my favorite shoes still. Number 3, the Chicago Low. And number 2, Don C Beach. And number 1, Don C Royal. Like,
This one right here.
and that's it.
the Chicago.
Yeah. I love those.
Yeah.
Them the lows I got. So Don, I want to hear your list. You know which one I was gonna put? I put honorable mention that Jordan 2 pink one. That was a girl's. That
Okay.
wasn't too bad.
Okay.
I don't want to see any girl wearing them, but they're not too bad. Number 5.
See, here's the thing. I low key like twos. I'm not in love with twos.
I like twos,
but
too.
I actually like twos. So
No,
my
no,
list.
you don't.
I do.
I'm just not tall enough to wear
So
highs anymore.
My lists are ones that I have or have owned. I don't actually own that many twos anymore. I only have like 1 or 2.
No one does.
I have one.
I do. So number 5, Jim Red Lows, dope.
Right. I thought about putting
Definitely
that on.
dope.
I didn't like the teal on the, even though it's on the bottom.
Yeah,
I don't know why I hated that.
I think they're dope. And I mean, again, that was another one I got at the factory store for 50, 60 bucks or
I
something
don't
like
know.
that.
Simple wears them. I like
Yeah,
it.
no, I think they dope. Number 4, Chicago Lows, fire. Number 3, being from Denver, Mellow Twos, think they're fire.
I almost put that one on there. That would be number 6.
That's I still don't. I've never owned that pair, and I want them still.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
didn't
I'm
even think
saying?
about that one.
No, that's me all day.
Okay.
Number
Should put that, George.
number 2, white, red, and gray twos, the highs, and number 1, Chicago.
Either one of y'all can say the word
Chicago.
red, man.
What?
Both of y'all said wed.
I said white and red.
You said
Did I-
gray, white, and wed.
I said
did.
gray, white, and red.
It's that Ciroc.
It's the Ciroc mango.
That's Ciroc mango.
Damn, bruh.
Anything else?
That's it, man. Chicago. I like twos.
I mean, this was not going to be an exciting episode.
This one really isn't that
from my
exciting. MJ
standpoint.
2s is really rough to talk about because there's not a lot of
I
colorways
know,
out.
I'm all trying to bring things out. I'm like, but the two, yeah, it's
I mean,
not the
it's
same.
good. It's good. He had the mellow one on there. The mellow one's kind
The
of
mellow one was a good one, and the History of Flight one. I mean, it's just the 2 is one of those ones where it's just like you got to really be in the Jordans to like really love it. Like, and they're not easy to wear because those might have the biggest collar of any sneaker, and especially as we talked about before, how fashion is nowadays. Like,
Yo, and the toe box is nuts.
yeah, like it's really rough to wear. Like we said, we appreciate the small resurgence. If Don C came out with a red or an all green suede, or
I'm
it'd
sure
still fly.
red would be higher than the other two combined.
They would all fly. Somebody needs to drop a green suede, something like that'd be fire.
It's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, Macklemore made one. He didn't drop it.
and
yeah.
Jordan didn't like it.
Yeah,
That's true.
Jordan hated it.
So that's MJ
Jordan said
Monday.
he hates everything Christmas.
Facts.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. He said, it looks like a Christmas shoe. I don't want anything Christmas.
Jeez, man, Jordan is such a negative.
Jerk.
All right,
That's why he
MJ Monday.
allows his son to sell shoes for $291.